Whoever's writing the script at the NHL for these Canucks games is really lazy because they keep repeating the exact same plot line, everything's the same. The Canucks get a lead and they blow it and they lose. Get some new material, please. It's not very fun right now. Oilers coming to this one 12-8, Canucks 8-12-2. Demko is 4-7-1 with a 901 coming in. Smith 4-0 with a 940. And yes, Mike Smith earns a win in this game, going up to 5-0. No lineup changes for the Canucks in this one. Right off the bat, 15 seconds in, it's looking a little shaky. Brock Besser with a bad giveaway. High percentage chance for Yamamoto. That gets stopped by Demko, luckily for the Canucks. About a minute later, though, Bo Horvat gets the Canucks on the board bright and early. 1:06 into this game. Just sort of rips it from the goal line as he's skating on the left wing. I still don't know how this went in. Mike Smith has his pad on the ice, like just flat on the ice, and it just kind of snuck right under there. Couldn't tell you how. 1-0 Vancouver. Yeah, they showed the other angle, and no idea how it went in. And then 7 minutes later, exactly, Tyler Myers gets his third of the season. Point shot off of the face-off. Sort of ramps off of Tyler Ennis' stick. Beats Smith to make it 2-0. That's Brandon Sutter's first assist of the year, and this is like the Canucks' 23rd game. That is impressive. Elias Pettersson then scores 7 minutes and 10 seconds later, 5 minutes or so to go in the first period. Pettersson gets his 8th. Just really good work in front, wins the battle, backhands the puck, falling down, smacking it past Smith to make it 3-0. And at this point, there's 5 minutes to go in the first. It's 3-0. And my thoughts are, okay, the Canucks came to play tonight. They're shredding Mike Smith. This is great. Film analysis tomorrow is going to be super fun. We get to look at this fun Pettersson goal. Maybe they'll score a couple more. I honestly don't even know if we're going to break this one down tomorrow. 1:17 to go in the first period. Edmonton gets on the board. Cahoon shot just sort of sneaks through Demko, rolls down his back and in. That's one that Demko should save. And if he saves that one, this is a totally different game. It's 3-0 going into the first intermission. But instead, it's 3-1, another 2-goal lead after one. And where have we seen this before? In the second period, about 1:15 into the period, McDavid kind of gets in all alone, point blank. Demko makes a stop on him. But then about 5 minutes to go, or 5 minutes into the period, Tyler Ennis takes a high sticking penalty on Quinn Hughes. This is the first penalty of the game, 26 minutes in. Edmonton's penalty kill wasn't good on this one. They were super aggressive to start. They weren't able to close. They were trying to just close gaps, and the Canucks were just playing it around really nice. Got some really good looks. Even power play 2 came out, and they looked like they were going to score, and they just couldn't. About 4 minutes later, about 10 minutes to go in the second period, the Oilers have there's a delayed penalty coming up with the Canucks. So the Oilers pull the goalie, have the 6 men on the ice, and they looked scary. It was about a full minute just in the Canucks zone, getting good looks. So Miller goes to the box for slashing. Roussel almost scores here, shorthanded. He gets a nice poke check, steals the puck, goes in all alone on Smith, tries to go 5-hole on him. And Smith sort of lunged forward with the stick down, so he was able to keep that one from beating him 5-hole. Where am I? That gets killed off. There's a huge Demko save at the end of this penalty kill as well. And then Pettersson has a beautiful chance in front with about 7 minutes to go in the second period. Brock Besser feeds him from the corner. He gets hauled down by Gaetan Haas. Canucks go to the power play. They get absolutely nothing done on that one. 4.5 minutes to go in the second period. Draisaitl and McDavid on a 2-on-1. Nate Schmidt, beautiful play here to break this one up. And this just gets really scrambly because then Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets the puck and rips it off the crossbar. And then Antoine Roussel tries to fight Jesse Puljujarvi in a scrum. He throws one glove, feeds Puljujarvi 3 uppercuts right to the face. He got a good cut on him in the nose. Puljujarvi didn't take his gloves off. I don't know what Roussel was doing. So Roussel gets 2 for that one. And then Roussel comes out of the penalty box 2 minutes later. He goes and gets a good pressure in the Canucks zone, is about to clear it out. He fails to clear. Connor McDavid comes in and he rips one off the crossbar. And honestly, this got reviewed. People didn't know if this went back bar or not. Did hit the crossbar. So still 3-1 after 2. Shots are 10-9 in the second period for Edmonton. In the third period, 55 seconds in, Cahoon scores. Demko made a save on a 3-on-2. He couldn't cover the puck. It sort of just fell in front of him. He wasn't able to cover it. Cross-ice pass goes to Cahoon. He has a wide-open net. It's 3-2. and we know what's coming, right? It's over. Like, I am literally writing. I'm starting to fill the negative column. Like, we've been down this road before. 15:46 to go. Edler trips Yamamoto, just a stupid penalty to take at center ice. There's no reason to do it. He was just slow. He tripped Yamamoto because he didn't want to turn around and try to catch up to him. So that is a power play for Edmonton, and it takes them 9 seconds to capitalize. Beautiful tic-tac-toe play ends up with Connor McDavid with a wide open net on the right hash mark. Obviously, Demko has no chance. The net's wide open. It's 3-3. And then, 13 seconds later, Connor McDavid comes back in and rips another one off the crossbar. Almost 4-3. And then Horvat gets a really good chance with about 8 minutes to go. He beats his man. Smith makes the stop on him. And then right after this, the third line had a really good shift. Gaudette had a couple of chances. And then they come off the ice. Edmonton gets a change. Minute and a half later, Adam Larson, shot from the point, hits two people in front. I think it hits Kyra. And then it hit Tyler Ennis. And then who was standing beside the net, rolled in. And it's 4-3. With 6.5 to go. And then there's 3.5 minutes left. Tyler Myers takes an interference penalty on Yamamoto. Yamamoto tries to dump the puck in past him, and he's got speed. Myers takes a full 2 strides over to his right to try to angle him out and just gets in his way. Like, it's textbook interference. A really, really, really stupid penalty to take with 3.5 minutes to go. So the Canucks have a great kill here. And Edmonton had a really conservative power play. They put 2 defensemen out there just trying to milk the clock, run it out. So Canucks kill it off. They pull Demko with 1:25 to go. Get a couple okay chances, but really nothing doing. They had trouble even getting into the Edmonton zone. So the game ends 4-3. Canucks score 3 early goals in the first, 15 minutes and 16 seconds. They score 3, and Edmonton gets 1 late in the first, and then just rallies in the third, and I don't know. Pluses and minuses. We're going to go into the minuses here. The first Oilers goal on Thatcher Demko was not good. That one that sort of snuck through him. I'm also going to lump in the Cahoon goal, the second Edmonton goal, where Demko did make a great save off the 3-on-2, but he just wasn't able to cover the puck. Edmonton gets the puck back, makes the play. Canucks could not clear the zone at the end of the second period, and that is... at the end of the second period, it was really close that Edmonton was about to make this 3-2, and it was looking like, okay, well, if Edmonton scores here, this game's over. And the Canucks were not able to clear the zone. Luckily, they didn't score. They count in the third, and they continue the exact same thing. Just sloppy start. They blew a 3-goal lead. That speaks for itself, right? They can't keep blowing leads. And the thing is, that sinking feeling you get when the Canucks allow a goal, right? So when they made it 3-2 to start the third period, everyone knew where this was going, right? Like, there was no doubt in my mind. I was like, oh, well, here we go again. This is life. And the thing that really sucks about this is I feel like my trust is betrayed. Like, I feel like a dog with a terrible owner, and that owner is the Canucks, and there's those little bits of joy that they give me keep me coming back, and then they just abuse me. And I can't trust any leads. This was a 3-0 game, and I wasn't comfortable. It was 3-0, 16 minutes into the game, and I'm thinking, "Whoo, she's not over yet." And it just makes me enjoy the good moments less, right? That 1-0 goal from Horvat a minute in, I was like, "Oh, okay, we scored. Well, how long is this going to last?" And they made it 2-0. I'm like, oh, we've been here before. They made it 3-0. A little bit of optimism because I'm thinking, oh, well, they haven't blown a 3-goal lead yet this year. Well, now I can't trust 3-goal leads either. I didn't like that there wasn't a timeout called after the 3-3 goal because the Oilers were all over the Canucks. And I don't know, maybe Travis Green's thinking that there's a TV timeout in a minute and a half because this was at about 15 and a half minutes left in the third. Maybe he's saying, there's a TV timeout coming up. We'll use that. But then, right after that, McDavid had a chance off the crossbar. Use the timeout. Use them to your advantage. Settle the team down. They were scrambling the entire third period. And the biggest negative for me is I was looking forward to this video at 3-3 or at 3-0. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. We get to talk about a win, maybe. But there was still that little, in the back of my mind, just that little stabbing feeling being like, oh, no. Oh, you don't get joy. Not from this team. No. The pluses. They scored 3 early. Yay. I thought the Lotto line did really good, especially puck battles in the offensive zone. There was just basically, at least for the first period and most of the second period, whenever the puck was in the Edmonton zone and the Lotto line was on the ice, they just kept winning every puck battle and making plays around the outside and just keeping control. The biggest plus, okay, we'll go into this other one first. Ottawa beat Montreal. This is a lot less of a plus now that the Canucks lost. It's over. The biggest plus is that there's so much time to sell. And I'm going to put my notes down here, and we're going to chat. The Canucks are 8-13-2. They are not making the playoffs this year. They just aren't. They would need to go on... They basically have to play at like a 110-point pace for the rest of the season. This team is not capable of doing that. They would need every bounce in the game to do that. So this is the test, right? Does management, do what they should do? Do they start selling now? Because this is what you have to consider, right? There's quarantine restrictions. It's a shortened season. So I think the trade deadline is like 8 weeks away, right? It's like end of April. And you can't trade someone at the end of April. You're not going to get anything for it, right? Like if you traded a player, they are out for a week, right? If you trade them to the States, they're out for a week, basically. Or you trade them to any other team, they're out for a week. Well, that's like 4 games in this schedule. So if a team has, 15 games left at the trade deadline and you trade them a player, well, they're only going to get 10 games out of that player. You think they're going to pay full price for that? Probably not. So if you're going to sell, you got to sell now. So a team can actually go through the quarantine, get practices, get a player acquainted with the team, get him to actually make an impact and help them make the playoffs. You've got guys like Tanner Pearson, Brandon Sutter, Jordy Ben, who might have a bit of value, right? A guy like Tanner Pearson, he has that cup pedigree, right? He could go to a team like, a Colorado or a Tampa Bay or a team that's looking to just get over the edge and make a play. And if you start selling now, yes, the rest of the season sucks. The rest of the season is going to suck anyways. So bite the bullet, make the moves that you can make now, recoup something from this season, whether that's some B-level prospects or some second round picks, just something to give yourself ammo. Right? You can trade for a second round pick, and that doesn't mean you're rebuilding again. That just means you have a second round pick. You can use that to pick a guy. You can trade it for later in the offseason to do something with it. You can use that second round pick in the expansion draft if you want to protect a certain player. The expansion draft is going to be something that they need to consider here because you're looking at the Canucks don't really have anyone to protect, right? They don't have like any high priority guys to protect. They have like an extra expansion slot. So you might be able to pry a guy from a team who doesn't want to lose a decent player for nothing to Seattle, where you can say, hey, look, we'll give you a third round pick for that guy. You were going to lose him for nothing anyways. Now you can lose someone worse, and you get a third round pick. So these are the things that management should be considering. My concerns are they considering it? We've seen time and time again that this management group is not super keen on looking ahead and focuses a lot more on winging it as we go. Well, they should be thinking ahead a lot right now. Will ownership give green lights to bring in guys, maybe in that expansion draft, or like retain salary even on these trades? Will ownership be willing to make those moves with revenue restricted the way it is? I hope so. I hope that the team and the group can look ahead, be proactive for once, but I'm not holding my breath. Right? We've talked about weaponizing the cap space, and that never happened, right? Like all these things that we've talked about, they just make sense. But this group has not ever shown that that's what they're willing to do. Anyways, kind of a bit of a rant for this one. I don't know if we're going to have a video tomorrow. I'm really busy tomorrow. I might do something. I might not. We'll see. If not, I will see you after the game on Thursday. I hope you have a good night, and I hope you can forget about this Canucks loss. Talk to you later.